Hello, Cinnamon Rage here, and welcome to the highlights for round 19 of the F1 XL F4 calendar. And this track this time is Hungary. It's not a personal favourite track of mine. I kind of just find it really hard to get a rhythm round here, and the fact that qualifying was wet just didn't sit very well. Unfortunately, my first attempts at laps I either invalidated or they just weren't that good. And this is my last lap that I actually managed to do, which was also my best lap. I was hoping to get one more in, but as you'll see, I just missed the cut-off to get one last lap away. It was an okay lap, given it was wet, and wet just really isn't one of my favourite conditions. So yeah, all things considered, I wasn't massively unhappy with how it went. So I'll just let this play, and I'll catch you shortly. So qualifying fourth wasn't ideal, obviously. I would like to have got closer to Sam Hez, but again, wet conditions, not too fussed. The goal here really was just to try and cement my second place in the championship. I'm 18 points ahead of third, 14 points ahead of first, so obviously if I could do some kind of upset on first with Sam Hez, it would be lovely, but it wasn't really the goal here. The goal was just to try and guarantee myself second place in the championship. Getting into this race, I was going to go for the one stop because conditions were wet in qualifying. It meant I got full pick of tyre choice. So I was going to go soft medium and switch about kind of lap 16, somewhere in that region. My start's never the best, but seemingly, yeah, almost improved there. But just happy to get away around the first corner without damage, unlike the last kind of few races where it's just messed me up. But as you see shortly, it was a short-lived hope. A slow dog here clips the grass and just drags right across and gives me a red front left wing. So I kind of at this point thought it's just damage limitation. I'll be honest, actually, I thought I'd got an orange wing. Looking back in the video, obviously I can see it was red, so I was initially thinking I could maybe try and push it. Maybe try and actually run a few laps at least with it, but you can see all eyes on Matty is just all over my tailpipe. And I realised that I was just having to slow down so much more to stop the car drifting. So there was no way I had to pit on the first lap, which was just a bit gutting, to be honest. I kind of figured that I'd probably blown it. A bit of a lunge there by all eyes on Matty, but yeah. I also actually panic changed, so my driving looks a wee bit erratic here, but I'm trying to panic change from mediums onto the super softs, as I figure if I go on super softs I can do a wee bit of a charge, try and get back through the pack as quickly as possible. Truth be told, I hadn't actually decided on what my strategy for the rest of it was at this point. I just knew I wanted to be in the fast tyre when I come out, so at least I could try and catch up with the pack again. So yeah, just kind of gutting. It's not just that it's an extra pit stop that I hadn't planned for, it's the fact it's a slow pit stop because your nose has to get changed. Just quite frustrating, to be honest. And as you could probably actually notice there, my teammate was actually having to come in for a new nose as well, come in right behind me. Such a shame because he'd been kind of badly screwed over by the game. He'd been on his in-lap after qualifying and an AI car just rammed him, and it was him that actually got a 5-second grid penalty. and there's no way for the guys to take that back off post-race. But now I'm kind of catching up to the first of the back markers, about lap 5. It's such a hard track to get around here, but I kind of push. I try to be quite aggressive, try and find the gaps. But yeah, I was getting a wee bit shoved off the road there by Cavi, and actually you kind of see it happen here again. I don't know if he just hadn't seen me or if he was just kind of trying to take a more protective line and was, yeah, I'm not really quite sure, and then even felt a wee bit like a brake check. I don't believe it was, but yeah, it just kind of scared me a wee bit when people are braking that early. But yeah, at least it was some battling. You can also actually see there that I've actually lost 4 seconds just because of the fighting here, trying to get past, so I was more than happy when I actually did get past there when Cavi ran wide. And the next person up the road's Nico. I just kind of absolutely tried to put the foot down, stuck it into rich revs, and really just tried to push. It's obviously I'm a wee bit behind at this point, but my pace did seem to actually be quite good in the race. Usually it tends to be that I feel like I've good pace. I hit qualifying, you end up being a wee bit more cautious in qualifying because you don't want to validate, and then in the race either it's good or my pace just seems to be bad. But on this, I don't know if I had the bit between my teeth, but I really did just push quite hard, and it did seem to make up the time quite quickly. Being on super softs obviously helped, although that was a scary moment. I think Snako actually was getting out of the way, but I was just kind of thinking I was following, I didn't know, and got really close to losing my front left wing. Just including this wee clip here because it was a wee kind of, it's Roland just going off at the side there. Such a shame because his pace is constantly actually really good. It just seems to sometimes seem to be a wee bit short luck on the race days. So now on lap 8 I'm catching up to my life, and I've actually included this. It was kind of, I think he actually ended up getting out of the way, we'll see in a wee moment, but he had a wee bit of lag, and that doesn't half make you nervous, to be honest. Yeah, goes off the side of the track, no, reappears right in front. It's just, there's that moment when you start seeing someone lag where you start thinking, oh no, are they going to take out my nose? Am I going to think I've got ahead and then I haven't? It's just, racing next to someone with lag is one of the worst bits. I believe leagues like the AOR and that actually make you do a speed test before you can join the league just to try and reduce it. But yeah, there's not a lot you can really do. Your internet's your internet, but it does make for fairly hairy racing. As you can see, another wee kind of side drift lagging there. So I think actually did let me past, rather than that being some wonderful overtake, so I do appreciate it. So now on lap 10, I'm catching up to Mighty Monobrow. In fact, catching up to a couple of drivers here. But I'll be honest, again, I can't really tell if Mighty Monobrow let me past or he just ran wide. Maybe just ran wide in the grass. No, again, can't decide, but he ran wide. If he let me past, I appreciate it. We were on quite different strategies at that point in time. And then it was Red Devil Dawn up ahead. So yeah, he's been having some good results recently, and seems to be a bit of a master of the one-stop strategy, so I kinda did figure he might be on, well, he'd have been running those mediums since the start. I think one of the few to actually start on mediums, everyone else went soft, but it meant I had a good chance to get past him being on 2 tires quicker than him. So again, just do the usual, push hard, use a wee bit of rich mix, and hope to get him in the DRS straight that's coming up. So as you can see here, the game actually wants me to pit, but honestly the tyres didn't feel that bad. I was closing in, and I figured if I could get past, I could get a wee bit of a gap, and just hopefully it would reduce the chances I come out in traffic later as well. and the chance to do an extra bit of speed under DRS is not to be sniffed at. So I do get the move done here on Red Devil Dom, and I end up now chasing after F1 XL Chaos, which you'll see in the next section on lap 13. But I think at this point I was thinking I probably would have been losing more just fighting people, so I decided to take the pit stop that was actually being suggested. I'd also made the decision at this point to go onto medium tyres because I figured 22 laps left, I should be able to get mediums to last that long. I'd just lower the differential a wee bit to try and go a wee bit easier on my tyres, and yeah, that was the goal. This was my final stop of the race. So I would come out in, I think, 9th or 10th after people overtake me leaving the pit lane, but I figured I could get spaces back anyway, as some people hadn't actually done their stops yet, and as I say, my pace did seem quite good. So coming on to lap 15, I've actually now caught up with my life, you can see ahead, but more importantly Rosberg. Again, Rosberg is the person that's just behind me, 18 points behind me in P3, so if I could get past him it should just help a bit. Now those two were battling quite hard, and actually just allowed me to slip up the inside of both of them. I do make a wee mistake here, but I think again my life had a wee bit of lag there. Not really quite sure what happened there, but he seemed to go really wide even though I was tucked well into the corner. But luckily for me, my life actually stayed in front of Rosberg, and it seems to have just held Rosberg up, so it meant I could actually just keep pushing on. And you can see by lap 20 I'd caught up to Mighty Monobrow. I just kept pushing, to be honest. People, I don't know if they were making mistakes or not, but I did seem to catch a fair rate of knots. And again I meet Red Devil Dom, who I'd passed earlier in the race, but who'd obviously got back ahead of me under the pits. In fact, I think he's actually still in the mediums, so him being in the mediums means he still hasn't actually stopped 21 laps into the race. So his tyres were going to be shot. So even though we're now in the same compound, my tyres they're just nowhere near. They're half the wear that his should be at. So I was kind of hoping for an easy-ish overtake, although to be fair, he did defend really well. I decided at this point, actually you can see me coming off the perm much more than I was doing in other laps, but I decided the prudent thing to do was actually just to stay close, not risk any wing damage. I was up to P5, and if I could just avoid any kind of damage, then I should be able to do okay here. So the goal was just to sit behind, wait till the DRS zones, stick it into rich mix, and then just push like crazy and hopefully get the move done again in the straight with a better exit.
The gap to the leader is 36.4 seconds.
And you can see here again, Dom's a really clean racer and just leaves plenty of room, and I try and do the same coming in early off the corner, keeping it fair and clean. So actually, during that overtake, there was obviously someone in the pits, so that's me now up to 3rd, so podium position. Some of the guys behind might actually be on faster tyres, but I wasn't sure at the time. I'd not, to be really truthful, been paying that much attention. But by about lap 25, I had actually even caught up to 2nd place. Now they were on softs, I believe they still, well, it would turn out they'd another pit to make, but I didn't know this at the time. But I believe they'd been on these tyres for quite a while, so despite being the faster tyre, it's my first, and I think only corner cutting warning of the race, which I was quite pleased with, something I never managed to do in practice or any of my kind of practice runs. But I was catching all eyes on Matty quite quickly. My tyres were doing okay. I think they were about 40% by this point. So really his must have been much worse, to be honest. So I just kept pushing and seeing if I could get a gap. I was going to aim for the usual and try and just do it on the DRS straight with rich mix, which I'd been managing my field quite well all race. So that was the goal. But yeah, in fact that's how I overtook him. I knew it wasn't a move, he just pitted it basically. So yeah, that was me in second, and if he's just pitted, it means I did have about, I think around about a 19-second gap. And even once he came out, the gap never really changed. So I'd been pretty good in the medium tyres. I'd actually ended up really liking them. Now this is the last lap, and you can see Sam Hayes won it by an absolute whopping 35 seconds. But not to be honest surprising. I had the extra pit stop, the extra slow stop. But if truth be told, Ward and Slow Dog kind of both had incidents, so they took themselves out, which is really what allowed me to get P2. But Sam Hayes, I think, was in previous form. There was nothing really anyone could have done about him anyway. He was just off and away. So yeah, congratulations Sam Hayes. And to be honest, second place, that's 18 points, and more importantly, because of Rosberg finishing in 5th, actually means that I now have a 26 point gap to him, which means that I'm guaranteed second place in the championship. I'm 21 points behind Sam Hayes now, which means that it's technically possible for me to win, but I need to win the next race and he needs to be 9th or lower. So to be honest, just chuffed that I actually got him to bring it down to the final race of the season. So anyway, check out F1 XL and the address you can see, and cheers for watching.